What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. I have a special video for you guys today. I am going to talk about my experience with the ROG Ally on day 2. Now, I went ahead and got this from Best Buy. I purchased the Z1 Extreme. I think that's the only one that's out right now. And I just wanted to give it a shot. I hate doing these types of videos. I never know exactly how to do this or what route to go with. So we're just gonna talk. We're just gonna have a candid conversation of what my experience has been with the ROG Ally. No hype, no whatever. And I'm coming. You're gonna hear it from the perspective of someone that's not technically inclined like that. Like, I'm not a computer wizard or any of that stuff. A real just user experience. Okay. So first things first, when you unbox the product is extremely elegant. It looks really nice. It's really sleek. You're looking at it right now. It is a very nice looking product. The RGB lights here come custom. They're rainbow colored. So I went ahead and changed them to Xbox green, of course, because that's what we are over here. We're Xbox gamers. And being an Xbox gamer, that was one of the main things that attracted me to this device. I am a subscriber of Game Pass Ultimate, which means that with this device, not only can I use their cloud streaming service, which I can if I choose to, but I can also use their Game Pass app and download games directly to the device. So I have the option of cloud gaming, which is right there, or I have the option to actually download games. Currently, right now, I have Atomic Heart downloading, but before I get ahead of myself, let's go back to the unboxing experience. When you grab the device out of the box, it doesn't feel heavy. It does feel a little bit cumbersome because it's not a small device by any means, guys. But I have held the Steam Deck before. Shout out to my boy ISO Motion Gaming. He's got a Steam Deck and he let me hold one before when I went down there to California. And the Steam Deck feels incredibly bigger. Okay. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. This thing is competing with the Steam Deck, but the Steam Deck and this thing are competing against the best handheld ever made, which is this. It's not even a question, right? Now, if I try to line this up, even though from the frame, as you're looking at it, it may not seem like it's that much smaller. Trust me, the Nintendo Switch OLED is way smaller. But not only is it way smaller, it's way thinner and it fits in the hand. Believe it or not, the Switch OLED to me fits in the hand actually better than this does. This takes a little bit of getting used to holding it because again, it's a pretty big device. Now, when you grab it, you realize, okay, it's a pretty big device, still smaller than the Steam Deck, and it's not entirely comfortable as soon as you grab it. Like, it takes some getting used to. For me, what I hated the most of when I held this device are the two back buttons in the back. These back buttons back here. They're not comfortable at all. Now, the plus thing is that it's actually hard to actually hit them. So you can rest your fingers on there, and as you're playing, you're not going to hit them by mistake. Like, you got to actually want to hit them to actually hit them, which I thought that was pretty good. So I did like the fact that the volume buttons are raised a little bit. That's actually one of the things that I don't like about the Switch OLED, that the volume buttons are feel flush with the console. I don't like that. Um, the power button is who is it? Oh, I'm sorry. The power button is a same thing, a nice little sleek button. This one is flush, so but it's still tactile, so it's okay. I do like raised buttons better, but the power button is the only button that's like that. Okay, it charges with a USB-C charger, and then it has a micro USB slot, and it's got a headphone jack as well if you want to use headphones with it. So from the outside, it looks good. It's very sleek. The button layout are the same as the Xbox controller, and this is technically, I believe, this is a licensed third-party Xbox handheld, and it looks as such. If I grab an Xbox controller, you can see. Well, I don't know if you can see this one because this is an Elite, but the layout's the same. A X Y B A X Y B, and what really gives it away is the menu. The start button and the menu button are exactly the same. They're the three dots up here, and the window buttons, the two window buttons right there. Now this has two other buttons here. One is to open up this software called Armor Crate, which I guess we'll go into the software here in a second. So let me not get too ahead of myself. Again, I'm trash at doing these type of things, but I'm trying to do this for you guys. Day one of turning this thing on, after you hold it and everything, okay, it feels okay. It's not the most comfortable thing, but we're gonna go ahead and play some games. You are literally setting up a computer. The reason why this looks like a computer desktop is because this is a computer desktop. It is literally running Windows 11. Now, what I saw online were a lot of people complaining about the setup and how Windows 11 is not great for handheld and all this other stuff. And yes, even I had my issues and stuff like that. Like these icons down here are really small. So if you're trying to hit, like, just to see how much battery you got left, you're going to hit everything. And then you got to be careful with the Wi-Fi and all that other stuff. So I get it. I get why people were upset that Windows 11 is what they chose to put on this device. However, I like that it's a computer and that it's Windows 11 because it also allows me to get Steam, Epic, Ubisoft, Game Pass, and I am a Windows user, so I know how Windows works. After you set up Windows, then you're pretty much good to go. The setup does take a while. This thing has a lot of updates. Oh my! I literally just finished another update right now. The BIOS had to update, which I'm perfectly fine. If you're gonna give me updates to make this better and run more efficiently, by all means, please do that. So setup. You're setting up a Windows PC. It's gonna take you a while. It's not gonna be extremely easy, but I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that it's really difficult either. It's not. It's just gonna take you a while to set up. Okay. Once you set up, you're good to go. You're ready to download whatever it is that you want to download. I have a Game Pass Ultimate subscription, like I said, so that was one of the things I downloaded. I do have Steam. We downloaded Steam. Epic Game Launcher. Downloaded Epic Game Launcher. Yeah, that's fine. You can have it. That's my son back there asking me if he can have a Celsius. Yeah, you're gonna be on video, by the way. You know I don't edit nothing out, so just okay, bet. Let me see. So Steam, Epic. I still gotta download Ubisoft Connect, unless I have it already. Do I have Ubisoft Connect? I'm not gonna do that to you guys in front of you. It's okay. But let's see. So that's all set up. What else am I missing? I set up the Wi-Fi. That was easy to do. Again, it's a Windows PC. All right, let's keep going here. Now these two buttons down here. This one on the left is a command center button. And this here, you control a few things directly from here, right? But I'll be honest with you, this device can get as complicated as you want it to be or as simple as you want it to be. I don't touch this. I don't touch this side. I don't even turn on the FPS monitor because you can monitor like all the info and stuff. I don't do any of that. I keep the controller mode to auto, which is set like that by default. And what that does is when you're playing a game, it'll detect if you're playing with this or if you're playing with an external controller or if you're going to play like with a mouse and keyboard, it'll detect this. So you could connect the mouse and keyboard to this if you wish. The operating mode is the only thing that I mess around with, and I'll tell you guys why I messed around with that and what I got from it. Okay, so that's that button there. This button on the right is apparently their Armor Crate software, which I've never used before. This is supposed to be what you guys, everyone always shows in their thumbnails and everything, that you can get to all your apps and it makes it easy and blah, blah, blah. So yes, this will give it more of a handheld console like experience, and you can literally add whatever apps you want to be added to this, right? So let's say I want to add calculator to this. Done. Boom, I got calculator. So I can literally, if I come, let me exit this. Yeah, if I want to turn this straight into a handheld and not worried about the PC version of this here, as it looks like, it's as simple as turning it on and then hitting one more button, boom, and then I log into this. And now I can launch my apps from here, and I can have whatever apps I want, all my games or whatever, and do it that way. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't use this. I understand that this is a PC that just happens to have controllers attached to it. I use it as such. When I want to go into Steam, I simply click on Steam and boom, I get into Steam. I don't even have Steam in big picture mode in here, which I could. I just tap that right there and there it is. Steam big picture mode if I wish. Okay. Um, so this is actually the first time I've used Steam in big picture mode on this device, but I've used Steam in big picture mode before, right? So again, that's another option, and now I got Steam in big picture mode and all that stuff. Okay. Let me go ahead and get out of big picture mode. I don't want to turn this off. How do I get out of big picture mode? Hold on. Well, I can do this too. Boom. All right, so now I'm back. Now, what I just did there was I hit the back button here, and I hit this right pad, the right directional pad right here, and it'll pull up all the windows that I have open, just like that. Now, again, it's a PC. The same way you could do that with a PC, you could do that with this. The only difference is you got to learn how to do that with this. I actually Googled to figure out how to do that, but that thing right there is a godsend because for a while I couldn't even figure out how to get out of games. Okay, like how to even close out games. Okay, so again, I use this like a regular PC, which means I have to touch the screen. Some people don't like that. Some people hate that because then you get fingerprints on the screen. I mean, it's not that bad. All right. With all that being said, I'm gonna keep reiterating it. It's a PC. I click on Game Pass. I pick whatever game I want to play. I can either play it out via the cloud or I can play it, download it like I have Atomic Heart actually downloaded. This is what I'm going to tell you. I have played Atomic Heart. I have played Cyberpunk on this. I have played Redfall on this. I have played Halo Infinite via the cloud. Atomic Heart flawlessly worked amazing. I couldn't believe how good it looked. I couldn't believe how well it ran. I was I was astonished. Okay? Every time I play in turbo mode. If it's plugged in, I get 30 watts. If it's not plugged in, I get 25 watts. I don't play it any other way. All right? When I played Cyberpunk, same thing. Played in turbo mode. It was awesome. Now, small little caveat. If you're gonna ask me how many frames per second was I getting, I'm not gonna tell you because I don't know. I played the game without having an FPS counter. I just wanted to see if the game was smooth. What I can tell you is that I know it ran above 30 frames. I am extremely confident that they ran above 30 frames because when I played Atomic Heart, extremely smooth. It's a first person shooter, extremely responsive. Everything was perfectly fine. When I played Halo Infinite in the cloud, everything was perfectly fine. I played Cyberpunk, everything was perfectly fine. When I put on Redfall after I downloaded it, which was 113 gigabytes, when I played Redfall was something off. It didn't feel right. It wasn't smooth. And that's when I went ahead and I decided, okay, let me turn on FPS count. Let me see, am I tripping? Sure enough, I wasn't tripping. I was getting 30 frames per second on, again, a PC. It did not feel good, especially after playing all those other games. Remember, I had played Atomic Heart, first person shooter, Halo Infinite on the cloud, first person shooter, and I played Cyberpunk, first person shooter. All of those played amazing. Then I went ahead and I played Redfall, and it did not feel good on this device. So I was a little bit disappointed. The positive is this. I went ahead and uninstalled Redfall and I decided to play Redfall on the cloud. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, I can explain this to you. xCloud on this device runs better than xCloud on my phone, even when under the same Wi Fi. If someone out there knows why, if they can explain it, I don't know if this maybe has a better Wi Fi card than my phone, which I doubt. I got a S23, a Samsung S23 is one of the newer flagship phones. So I don't know why. Maybe because this is only has to worry about running cloud, doesn't worry about anything else like notifications or anything like that. That's the only thing I can guess. I don't know if somebody out there with technical know-how can explain that to me. I would love to know why xCloud ran better on this than it does on my phone. So Redfall ran great in cloud version. When I played Halo Infinite, I also played it on the cloud and same thing on xCloud, and it ran great. I was surprised. I'm not a huge fan of xCloud. Anyone that watches my channel, you know that I have always said that Stadia ran better than xCloud. Stadia ran better than Luna. I would argue sometimes Luna runs better than xCloud, you know? So xCloud to me has a huge game selection, but as far as functionality, I'm not a huge fan of xCloud. But on this device, for whatever reason, it just ran amazing. Like I couldn't believe it. Okay, battery life horrible. I came home today after work, decided to play Atomic Heart. I had it unplugged, and it lasted. It was plugged all day, so it was 100% fully charged. It lasted 2.5 hours. Okay, now remember, I play on turbo mode no matter what, which is 25 watts when it's unplugged, and it lasted 2.5 hours. Now, I say horrible, but horrible is actually relative. When I got the little notification, again, the Windows notification, because it's a PC that told me my battery life was extremely low, right? And I looked at how much battery life I had left. I had 6% left. I decided, okay, I'm going to stop playing. I'm going to plug it in and let it charge. Well, I didn't do that. I plugged it in and I kept playing. And the beautiful thing about this device is, even while it's plugged in, you can still play and you will start to get the 30 again instead of the 25. I spoke to ISO about this as well. The difference in performance and graphical fidelity between the 30 watts and the 25 watts, I can't tell the difference. They both run great. So whether you have it plugged in or unplugged, if you have it on turbo mode, the game runs amazing. Where I did feel the difference was when I put it in performance mode. So if I hit this, I put this in performance mode, it'll change it to silent mode, which is 10 watts, or it'll change it to performance mode, which is 15 watts. There, I did feel the difference in the way Atomic Heart played. And I'm not spending the amount of money that I spent on this to compromise my gaming experience. And that's the biggest thing with this. I do not feel like I am compromising my gaming experience when I am playing Atomic Heart on this. I literally have my Xbox right over there connected to my 4K TV with HDR, and I am perfectly fine if I never play Atomic Heart on that TV again and I only play it on this. Now, every game obviously is not going to work the same. Like I told you, Redfall was not going to work. It did not work the same. Now, I haven't played Redfall on my console, but I'm pretty confident that 30 frames per second of Redfall on console is probably pretty. It's a. I know it sounds like an oxymoron to say a smooth 30 frames per second, but you know, consoles typically do better at running games at 30 frames per second than PCs do, right? But regardless, I know that the experience playing Atomic Heart on this was, I'm not going to say comparable because that's not the right word. It was equivalent. It was, I didn't feel like I was losing anything. It was perfect. I would continue playing Atomic Heart on this. If someone took my Xbox tomorrow and this is the game that I'm playing, I'm perfectly fine. Now, obviously, this is day 2, so I'll have all the games that I'll download. But there's other games that I want to play, like Trek to Yoming. I have a feeling that's gonna run perfectly fine on this. Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm gonna be excited to see how that runs on this. Okay. Forza Horizon 5. I'm gonna download that, see how that runs on this. Halo Infinite. I'm actually gonna download, see how that runs on this. Titanfall 2. I need to play. I want to see how that runs on this. And those older titles, I'm sure, are gonna be able to run perfectly fine on this device, and it does not gonna feel like I'm giving up anything, like I'm sacrificing anything. That's going to be amazing. That is the best thing that I like about my Nintendo Switch OLED, is that whether I have it docked or whether I'm playing it in handheld mode, it literally feels the exact same. I don't feel like I'm compromising anything, whether I'm playing docked or I'm playing in handheld. It feels exactly the same. This same thing, whether I'm playing docked or I'm playing handheld mode, so far it feels exactly the same. The benefit is going to be, though, when I look at the library of games that I get to play on this versus my Switch, right? My Switch I use for exclusives, but this is going to help me be able to play old games as well. So, for instance, on here, I still have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which is viewed as one of the best Grand Theft Autos ever. I've never played it. This is going to be fine for that. I have the Max Payne trilogy, which I want to get through. This is, I'm sure, is going to run that perfectly fine. I'm excited to see how Gotham Knights runs on this, because this is a hard game to run. Actually, I'll go ahead and hit download and download this so that we can get that ready for a little bit later on. So we'll go ahead and download that. So Far Cry 3 I have on this as well. Prey I have on this as well. Rise of the Tomb Raider. So I'm excited. Just Cause 3. I'm excited to try all these games and to be able to look at the backlog of games and games that I haven't played. I also have a lot of the Assassin's Creeds that I haven't played in Ubisoft Connect, which I still have to download, which I'm sure are going to run perfectly fine on this device. So overall, day two, I am extremely satisfied with this device. The question is this something that is 100% portable? And what I mean is, with a battery life of just 2 hours, you're going to have to carry this not just in a carrying case like you do the Switch. You're going to have to carry this probably in a backpack. And in that backpack, you're going to want to have the charger, and not just the cell phone charger. You're going to want to have its charger because it does fast charging. So in the house, this is perfect. If you want to argue, well, in the house, I'm probably going to be using my TV. Well, that depends. You might not. Somebody else might be using the TV. Maybe you don't want to sit in your TV. Maybe you want to go up to your bedroom and play. Or, I mean, let's be honest. Maybe you want to play while you're sitting in the toilet. This is going to be perfectly fine. The next step for me is going to be to get a docking station and see what that feels like. See how easy that transition is or not, right? And the last thing I'll leave you with, again, because it's a PC and because it's Xbox, Microsoft, and if you're part of their ecosystem, you're going to be perfectly fine. If you have an Xbox controller, it'll connect just like that via Bluetooth, and you'll be able to play on with the Xbox controller, dock to a TV if you wish. I mean, technically, I could play like this as well, but these things, like I said, when you first grab them and you hold them, it doesn't feel comfortable, but you do get used to it, and then it's perfectly fine. It runs beautiful. Oh, the speakers! I forgot to talk about the speakers. Right now, the speakers are I got them at 40 right now. I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick it up with the mic, but the speakers sound amazing. With the Nintendo Switch, I always want to put on a pair of headphones. I usually use my Audio Technicas, and I get really immersed. With this, I've only used my Audio Technicas once. Everything else was just using the freaking. Let me see if I could turn on the brightness so you guys can see it a little bit better. I don't. Oh no, I don't. Not like that. Turn on the brightness on the actual. All right. I don't know how much you guys can see or not. Again, I don't know how clear it is for you guys there. It's looking a little blurry on the camera. How do I make this focus? There you go. Oh, I need to go out. Let me go outside real quick. I'm playing with the controller right now. Can I have my gun? What does it want me to do? It wants me to punch him? Why do I not have my weapons? Hold on, now I'm tripping. Don't play with me. I don't know if you guys can see how nice this looks right now. I'm trying to look at the camera too. Oh, I already looked at this guy. Go to the other guy. Okay, I hear them. Hold on, they're coming after me. I mean, I don't want to play a full game right now, but you guys get the gist. You could connect it to a controller and play that way if you wish. And if you do that, you don't have to use the sticks if you don't want to. But just as seamlessly, you see the controller is still on. I'll just put the controller down over here. Put the controller down right there. If I pick this up, it'll still work. And I'm good to go now, back to using the regular controllers that it comes with. So, man, this video was a lot longer than I wanted it to be. It's kind of hard for me to review products like this. I'm not really good at it. It takes a special type of person to be able to review products like this. This is only day 2 though with it, and I am extremely satisfied. I, for right now, would definitely recommend, if you are thinking about picking this up, pick this up. If you already have a Steam Deck and you have a big Steam library already, then I don't necessarily see why you would need this. Now, this won't hurt because you'll still have your Steam library. But if you don't have a Steam Deck and you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, this is a no-brainer, because as soon as you pick this up, you already have a library of games that you can play. And 90% of those games are going to be able to run perfectly fine on this because, like the Sony fans say, 90% of the games on Game Pass are old games. So that's going to work to our benefit when it comes to this. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. I don't want this video to go over 30 minutes. Sorry that it was so long. Please leave me comments, questions, and I'll answer those questions. Maybe I'll answer them in short form, and that'll be easy. Yeah, let me know what you guys want to know about this, and then we'll go from there. All right. Doc Dark 1985. There's levels to this. We out. Peace.